Don't look for the carp, look for the other animals. What are they doing? Are they happy? If they're happy, it means
the carp will be too.
Exactly. Them deer are definitely happy. Look at them. Sunday evening. That squirrel was happy, isn't he? Look at him. Bouncing about all over the place. You happy? I'm happy.
I'm happy.
I'm really happy.
Yeah, down a bit, towards you a bit.
Don't take the bit, Clive, make it look like a way off.
No, towards you a bit. Yeah, bag it.
It's no idea, is it?
What was that, mate?
Don't know, mate. Swim choice decided, spot decided. Get a rod on it, shall I?
Go for it.
Let's do it. Gonna lose the light. What a way to kick things off. We arrived here at the incredible Bentley Fisheries late last night, just as the sun was going down. It was a bit of a mad rush to get the gear out, to be honest with you, but I did manage to flick a couple of rods out. I wasn't really expecting to get a bite this early on. However, on first light, one of the rods rattled off, and I've been lucky enough to catch this incredible 24-pound mirror. He is a right old character. What a way to start the session. Run that intro. How can you not start it with by not saying well or so? Well, it's hard to say it without well, man. Don't make sense. It feels like ages since I was sitting in front of the camera last. It was in fact back in the spring when we last filmed the Life at Nash piece. It's now the middle of October after what has been a hot and challenging summer, and I'm really glad to be back out on the bank. We've got a few things to bring you in this episode, the first of which being a media trip that our media lads... Oh, God.
You're away.
We're finally just about to sit down and do our first little intro bit to camera. And typically, the rod is screamed off and I've caught another one. Looks like a nice scaly one as well. Here's the one that interrupted the filming just then. He's only small, but I'm not complaining one bit. That's 2 bites now this morning. Hopefully a few more to come. Before we were interrupted with that fish, I was just about to tell you what's coming up in this episode. First, we joined our media team in Hungary, where they went on a recent work trip, holiday, and met up with our European team members. We then say an emotional farewell to another Nash team member. I'm then going to share with you a little bit about my job role at Nash and what I get up to on a day-to-day basis. And finally, we joined videographer Lewis Porter, who recently fished Grenville Lake and had an absolute red letter session. As for this session, you join us here today at Bentley Fishery, which is located in the heart of the Essex countryside. It's a booking style lake that anyone can fish. It's got all the facilities, charging facilities, toilet facilities. It is the most beautiful estate lake I've seen in a while. I haven't fished a lake like this for a long time. As mentioned, it's an old estate lake, very shallow, very silty. However, it's full of features. You've got margins, you've got snags, you've got islands. There's something for everyone. It's about 3 acres in size. I believe there's 6 swims in total, but it'd sort of be perfectly suited to maybe 4 anglers or group bookings if you like. As for the stock, I'm told there's around 80 carp in here, ranging from sort of mid doubles right up to £30. When I arrived last night, I'd done a couple of laps at the lake, and although I didn't initially see any signs of fish, when I was coming to the end of my second lap, I see one jump at the opposite end of the lake from where we were sitting, and that was enough for me. Ran back to the car, got my gear because we were losing the light quickly, bivvied up in the swim closest to where I saw the fish jump, managed to get a couple of rods clipped up to the snags on the far margin, and at 6 o'clock this morning I had the bite and managed to land that lovely 24-pound mirror. As for now, I'm going to get these rods back out on the spots and see if we can catch another one. What a way to end our first day here at Bentley Fishery. That is bite number 3 now. That's 3 fish all off the same spot. I've really got them going on the citrus flake. Little white pop up over the top of them. Seems to be doing the job. Let's get this one back, see what the night brings. Unfortunately, last night was uneventful, which was quite surprising to be honest, because I was really confident of a bite on any of the 3 rods, to be honest with you. However, the sun's coming up now, it's just getting over the trees. It's still bite time, so I'm hoping that maybe there's a chance of another bite still. As for the first section, as mentioned earlier, our media team flew out to Hungary back in the summer to meet up with all our sort of European marketing guys, and somehow managed to convince Kev that they needed to book a lovely lake with loads of fish in it to do some work. The aim for the week was for our media guys to sort of take some small seminar classes whilst they were out there on all aspects of sort of marketing and media, social media, camera work, videos, etc. And whilst they're out there, have a nice little social, do a bit of bonding with all the European guys, because we don't get to see each other that often. Of course, being a media team, they had the cameras with them and they filmed the entire trip.
Morning, Tone.
How you going, bro? You good?
Good?
Good morning, mate.
Good
Thank
morning,
you
Cal.
for coming
That's
out.
all
Mate.
right,
No worries.
All the guys from the UK media team were present, including social media manager / professional alcoholic Alfie Willingale.
I did forget to pack my iron supplements, so I'm going to have a pint of Guinness because you can't perform professionally without iron in your system. So,
You're going to have a pint of Guinness
pint of Guinness.
for the iron content.
Yeah, I didn't bring my iron supplements, and there's iron in Guinness.
What do you need to perform?
Facebook.
Social media.
Facebook.
Surely
You
you
need-
can't.
It needs to scroll
Yeah.
and like things.
Exactly.
Any excuse, Alfie. Standard Blair.
That's me, Lewis.
Yeah?
Yep.
Now, start. We've made it to Hungary. See you in a bit.
We don't drink on a work trip, but it is Saturday, so I have a jug of beer.
And again, Alfie.
catch it.
That's brilliant.
The lads were greeted with a traditional Hungarian welcome of shots of Palenka, and it seemed that Alfie's expertise in alcohol drinking seemed to wear off on a few of the tamer lads of the group, shall we say. What even is that? My dad dances better than that. After a day of recovery, the lads finally got together, actually done some work, and spent a day talking all things media.
Interaction, engagement, and this is exactly the same. We're carp fishermen, it's a very practical thing, it's very hands-on.
At the moment we have new rigs and new hooks, so it's important we show these being used.
Was Mark Vuce in there?
Mark?
Yeah.
Why?
What was he like?
Yeah, it's Mark, he's cool.
He is cool. He's so dreamy.
He's what?
Nothing, don't know. Move on.
What are you actually doing today?
Getting a good tan, so I look good in the footage afterwards.
The lake the lads went to was Carp Heaven in Hungary. It was the perfect venue for what they needed. There was loads of lodges scattered around the lake which were perfect for the lads to do their seminars in. The fishing was brilliant, and all round it was a great venue for the guys to sort of get together, have a social, put a few names to faces, and of course catch plenty of fish.
Lovely morning here at Catch Carp Hungary at Carp Heaven Lake. I've been doing a talk with the guys from Poland about various different marketing matters, and in the middle of it all, we've been rudely interrupted by yet another lovely carp.
Life at Nash.
Just popped round to see the guys on the island. This is a Hungarian team and they are filling their boots. I've just witnessed a really immaculate 19 kilo common. Zoltan's just caught a stunning mirror. Looks like a really old fish, really nice carp. Yeah, it's just a testament to how incredible the fishing is here.
So yeah, lovely result, not a bad way. We've still got a few hours left before the sun goes down. Plenty of time for another one. Happy times. Oh, Daddy's putting his dorsal up, look.
Very busy.
Yay.
Did Mark catch one?
Mark Vuce?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, yeah. Why?
I knew he would. I bet it was massive, wasn't it?
I think you got a good one, yeah.
Knew he would. He's so good. Great skin as well.
What?
What?
That is a big grassy mark. That'll do.
So I'd say that's probably my final Hungarian carp, and a lovely way to end a trip. Met some lovely people. Yeah, been a brilliant trip all round.
I'm gonna make you a coffee. You wanna know why?
Go for it.
Because I was in the office a few weeks ago and I just so happened to answer the gate to a delivery that had no one's name on it, just had Nash Tackle in general, so I thought I'm allowed to open that. So I did. What was it? Ask me what was inside.
What was inside, Tommy?
Glad you asked, Dan. Coffee. All different types, varieties, flavours. I soon realised it was from a company called Joe Black Coffee, and they've basically sent us loads of different types, I presume, to try out and plug on a video maybe.
Is that what you're doing now?
No.
You drink coffee?
This is where the problem lies, Dan. I know this is that posh weird gear, can't just tip it in a cup, it's done with one of those things. Luckily I know you're all carpy and that, and you love coffee, so you've got all the equipment necessary. So I'm going to make you one and you're going to try it.
Sounds good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Smooth and chocolatey. Now what?
Wait for a couple of minutes.
Could get used to this, you know.
What, people sending you free stuff?
Yeah, I'm all for it. Not ashamed of a bit of plugging. There's loads of things I could do with.
Like?
Spoons, kitchen roll.
Basically a call out for anyone who has a kitchen roll company and wants a bit of advertising.
Yeah, kitchen roll, spoons. Spilt a litre of Scopex good syrup in my van the other week, can't get rid of it, just need to scrap it, I need a new van. So I'll give it a plug, of course. It's dry shampoo, look at this, I missed my dry shampoo this session. First time I've ever been with no dry shampoo, schoolboy that.
Tommy, what's essential for when you're working away? Dry shampoo. The boys.
But yeah, I'm not fussy. I'll plug anything, I'm not ashamed. Socks, any form of headwear. Carpy dog, actually not a dog, I'm not responsible enough to look. A carpy pet of some form though, don't, it's not too much trouble. Guinea pig, sit in the corner. Hamster.
You're asking someone to send you a hamster?
Anything, Dan. Look, I'm being serious when I say this. Send it in to us and I promise you it will get featured on Life at Nash. Anything, I will accept anything. Best gift gets a prize and pure promotion.
I think that coffee's probably done.
Does exactly what it says on the bag. Smooth and chocolatey.
Well done, Joe.
Well done, Joe Black Coffee.
You're winning the Life and Nash Gifts League at this current point in time.
3 points, mate.
Imagine people actually started sending us gifts. That'd be so good.
That's a bite. I was just literally about to reel in this rod because I felt I should have had a bite on it. There was fish boshing just to the right, literally, I can't see nothing. Literally 10 foot to the right, and it had been there all night and hadn't gone. And I feel I should have had a bite on it, and I was starting to pang out that it might be over a twig and the rig weren't presented, or it's tangled or something. And it's gone. Yes, and that is another beautiful, fully scaled mirror. He's only a small one, this one, but what he lacks in size, I think you'll agree, he makes up for in beauty. He is a right stunner. I'm not going to lie, when we turned up on Sunday night, I didn't think it was going to be easy this session. Small estate lake, really shallow, really silty, so to have 4 bites in sort of just over 24 hours, I'm really happy with. As for now, I'm going to get this one back and run you through the tactics that have been working for me so far. As I mentioned earlier, I initially thought this session was going to be challenging. It's that time of year where the fishing can become quite difficult, what with the temperatures dropping. So the fact I've had 4 fish in under 24 hours is an absolute result in my eyes. Upon arrival at the lake, and after having a few casts with a lead, I soon realised that The lake was very shallow and very silty, so I knew I would have to change my tactics accordingly. Bait wise, I've decided to go for the citrus on this occasion. It's always around this time of year that I sort of begin to switch from the Scopex Squiddy fish meal type baits to the more fruitier instant citrus. On this occasion, I've decided to use the citrus flake, and there's a few reasons for that. One, as opposed to normal boilie, the flake will flutter through the water and sit gently on top of any silt that's out there. Two, the visual aspect, the lake's really shallow, the water's coloured, so again I want the carp to be able to pick out my bait easily. And three, the flavour. The makeup of the citrus means it's constantly pumping out high attract flavours, but more importantly than this, the bait has been designed to resist taking on any other smells such as seal, weed, debris, meaning when the bait's out there it's working for longer. And to top it off, I'm fishing a small handful of 6mm citrus pellet over the top and 5 or 6 of the new 12mm white bottom baits. And rig wise, I'm fishing my usual Fang Gyro setup, however I've made a small change to suit the situation. Usually I'd fish a sort of semi-stiff skin link boom section, however for this session I've swapped that for a longer, supple armour link hook link. Theory being that on the cast, as I hit the clip, the small 2-ounce lead will sink into the silt, however the long, supple boom section will slowly sink naturally onto any low-lying debris that's out there. And whilst I go and put this into practice, I'm going to leave you with some sad news. Unfortunately, after working for the company for several years and featuring on many Nash TV videos, we've had to say goodbye to Les, aka Les Cam. So it's only fitting that we thought we'd leave you with some of his highlights from his time at Nash.
Hi everyone, just a quick one. Morning everyone. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Morning everyone.
Of Les Webster.
Hello. I'd like to go in the middle soon as well, so do you think toss it?
Yeah.
Get it out then. Hello mum. Okay, not to pay. Les Banks. Come on now, get a picture with me. I was having a beer as per normal and a little snooze, as you do on holiday, and it ripped off.
Les, who lives in a house like this? Let's take a look at the evidence.
What are you doing? Right?
Yeah, thanks. Oh, but I'm on holiday. It's a little bit brown and keep me warm.
When did you open that, Les?
About 3 minutes ago. Yeah, man.
Tom, you want one?
La 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 la. Had the van out, the bags out, everything. All I've been doing really is watching DVDs. There's a little munch down there. Double barbecue. Double barbecue. Maggot rig.
I'll pay that.
Right. You already have with the... Just been told by Kevin there might be a bit of a flea took market come boot fair up the road. I'm always up for a bargain. Let's go and have a look. Have a bit of lunch, chill out. That's what it's all about. Sweet to the beat and cool beans and all that. Yeah, man. There's nothing like having a nice shave on the side of the bank to make you feel better. Just nice. Come home to. Safe. 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 Ta-ra for now.
Safe, Les. Safe. Anyway, you may have noticed my lovely new setup that I'm displaying here. New Scope Black Ops rods, buzz bars, new Titan Hide XL. For sake, Dan.
Alright, you said...
Scope Recon rucksack. Anyway, that can only mean one thing. It's trade show season, and a few weeks back Dan joined us when we were packing down our trade show at Nash HQ and taking it to Horseshoe Lake, where we then set it up for a week. And whilst we were there, he made me give you a quick tour of the trade show, show you the new items, and he also sat me down and I talked about a little bit more what I get up to and my job role at Nash. What the f have you done here?
I don't know why we've done this, it's not even good.
Still got a haircut, man. I'm gonna have to get a Cotswold haircut when I'm down there next week. Do you think they do proper haircuts?
Do you know he used to be a barber / hairdresser?
Luke?
Yeah.
He did, I could tell by his earrings and that. Well, we've had a very successful 2 weeks here at Nash HQ with the trade show. Lots of happy retailers. Now we're on a quick mission to pack it all down, get it on the vans, and then we're off to Horseshoe to set it up there for the week. They kindly let us use their lodge, the Carp Society, for the week. And the aim is to leave here before the traffic, miss the traffic, get there, cast some rods out, catch loads of carp, and then set up the trade show tomorrow. We're all set up here at Horseshoe. We've actually worked really hard today. We're ahead of schedule, and as a result, which I'm more than happy about, means we've got more fishing time this evening. However, before we do so, I'm going to give you a quick guided tour and have a look at some of the new products. Firstly, this is the new Scope range. It's been given a cosmetic upgrade basically, and features our new unique camo pattern, loads of new additions to the range, rucksacks, carryalls, unhooking mats, everything, you name it. The rods have also had an upgrade. The Black Ops rods feature the new Alps reel seat. We've got rod skins, we've got more carryalls, more unhooking mats. Really nice range. Scope is looking really good this year. The Dwarf range also has a cosmetic upgrade if you like. No new additions, but it's just been given a lift. The luggage range to our left, no new additions there, but we've just got it all out on display and it's full. There's a new range of hardware. We've got bank sticks, we've got stage stands, we've got buzz bars, and as well as a lovely set of indicators, all colourful, different sizes, different colour options for you there. The Pocket Pod, we sold this a few years ago, discontinued it, and then the feedback was they wanted it back, so it's back by popular demand within a few cosmetic upgrades. Move round, this is the ZT clothing range. A couple of new additions to this range, including the ZT Camo body warmer and the ZT Camo heavyweight jumper. Moving behind you there, this is our lovely bait range in its full, no new additions again, and down the end there is the TT range in its entirety. Quickly move outside. There's a few new additions to the bivvy range. We've got now the T1 and the T2 in our unique camo pattern. We've got the Hyde XL, and down the end there we've got the Titan Extreme canopy, which is available for the one man. And there you go, there's a quick look at the whole range in its entirety. As for now, despite horrible conditions, we're going to do our best to go and try and find a few carp, and if we're really lucky, maybe even catch one. Unfortunately, last night was uneventful. The temperature really dropped, it rained all night long, and lo and behold, I didn't catch anything. So we've reeled in now. I've had a lovely warm shower, we're back in the trade show and awaiting our first retailers of the day. So over the last sort of 12 to 18 months, my job role at Nash has changed significantly. I've moved away from the marketing side of things that I was doing, and although I still do elements of that, most of my effort and time is now spent organising one of many events we have all around the country and also in Europe. These could vary from sort of shop days to big winter exhibition shows, trade shows like where we are at today, or even things like charity events that we help out with, or junior fish-ins, for example. All of these events need organising, and that is essentially my new role here at Nash as events manager. Some of these events sort of take days of preparation, some weeks, some even months for the sort of the larger winter exhibition shows. And my job is to make sure that we are prepared for these shows and we have all the right equipment in the right places at the right times to make these events as successful as possible. It's a massively time-consuming role. There's a lot of travelling involved. It takes up a lot of my sort of time, and especially large parts of my social life. However, the rewards make it all the worthwhile. I get to visit some incredible places all across the UK and Europe, fish some brilliant venues, and most importantly, meet some fantastic people along the way. The rewards are most definitely there, whether that be helping out at a charity event and raising loads of money, helping a junior catch his new personal best, or meeting all you guys at one of the many winter shows and listening to what you've got to say about the brand. I certainly love my job, and I wouldn't change it for the world. fish number 5. The tactics are really starting to pay off. They are really loving that citrus flake and pellet combo. Again, one of the new stockies, not massive, but as long as I'm getting bites, I'm happy. Lovely little carp. It's been a great session for me so far here at Bentley Fishery, and we've still got a night to go, so fingers crossed there might be another fish on the cards. Speaking of great sessions, our media man Lewis Porter recently had a guest session on the famous Grenville Lake. He took the cameras along with him and managed to record it all. Who does he think he is? Alan Blair? He is going to absolutely hate us.
Yes, he is. Sorry, Luke.
So I've been very lucky to be on a guest session for the last few days down on the incredible Grenville up in Cambridgeshire with my good mate Carl. So that's gone well would be an understatement. This one went £32, and on another one this morning it's gone 37, but they weren't the biggest. I'm absolutely buzzing. £37.8. I'm going to slip this one back and I'll tell you exactly what's happened. As I said, I'm currently down on Grenville with my mate Carl Pitcher on a guest session, and it's not the first time I've been here. I did come once last year, and during that session Carl gave me a real lesson in long range angling. So we had 3 nights ahead of us, and the plan was that we were going to sort of put out a large bed of bait. So on the first night we stuck out a fair bit of bait between us. Between the 2 swims, so it was easily 10 kilo bait out on the spots. The reason for putting a lot of bait out is that Grenville's got a very, very large stock of huge carp that will quite easily eat through a kilo of boilie in just one sitting. So the idea was that, or the hope was, that if the carp did come in, that there'd be a chance of not just 1 bite but 2 or 3 in a hit. So all 3 rods were basically fished on 1 spot. After spotting out that much bait, I didn't really expect to get a bite so quickly. You know, the wind still wasn't coming into us, which, you know, Carl was saying would be more favourable to us, but, you know, I was really surprised that the first bite came, and, well, again, true to Grenville size, the first bite was a 30. We first light just around the corner. I put the fish into a retainer and decided not to put the rod back out on the spot. I didn't want to disturb it with, you know, potentially missing the spot and having to re-chuck, and again I didn't want to put any more bait out because I thought, right, there's enough out there for another bite. So I left myself with 2 rods out in the water, and again, you know, it worked, and that fish was shortly followed by a 36 pounder, which at the time was a new PB for me, so I was absolutely buzzing. It was a beautiful linear. Again, just before first light, I stuck that one in a retainer, and sure enough, the 3rd rod went, and before I knew it, I had 3 30 pounders sitting in the retainers waiting for first light. So not even 24 hours into the session, for me it was already done. I was over the moon. I'd caught a new PB. It was mental. But to think that I still had another 2 nights ahead of me, you know, anything could have happened. By 9 o'clock I had the rods back out on the spot, and I did decide to put a little bit more bait out, again thinking that if a pod of carp had come over and grazed for a bit and picked up all 3 rigs, I was under the sort of impression that all the bait that I had stuck out would be gone. So I went and stuck another 4 or 5 kilo Scopex squid out, and again I was shocked to have a bite so quickly. Unfortunately though, that one fell off, but again I was confident, and I took the positive from it and said I've got a bite during the day. So I've tied up a fresh rig, made sure it was a nice sharp hook on it, and got the rod back out onto the spot. I was already over the moon with how things were panning out, but things were about to get a lot better for me. You know, about 2:30 in the afternoon, I had a slow, steady take, and I picked up the rod, and you know, people have said to me in the past about when they sort of pan a bigger fish that, you know, you can you know it, you can feel it, and just the slow thuds and the way it was just holding its weight out in the water, even at that sort of range, you know, I just had a feeling. And when Kyle joined me in the swim to help me net it, he was looking at the rod tip and said, oh, it's a better fish, Lewis. And sure enough it was, and I looked down in the net and Kyle just looked at me and went, Lewis, that's your first UK 40, mate, 100%. Up on the scales, it went 40 pound too, and again, I was just absolutely blown away. You know, the session just went far past what I could have ever expected, and that's carp fishing. You know, sometimes it can be difficult and you can be really scratching for a bite, and sometimes no matter what you do, I was happy. You know, I was really happy with how everything was going, and the rewards were coming from that. And after the 40, there seemed to be a bit of a lull in the actions. Fish maybe slightly moved off of me. So again, after putting out a bit more bait, I had to wait till the following morning for my next bite, which was a lovely 28 pounder. We're going real nice scales to it, and again, it was another bite. It was all working out for me. I was still confident of another fish, and well, you saw them two earlier. I managed another 2 bites, and well, you know, that's that. 9 bites, 8 fish, 5 30s, 1 40. Like, again, I'm absolutely blown away and just can't believe me luck. Well, I didn't think I was going to get another chance, but what a lovely way to end. Just want to say thanks to Kyle for bringing me down as a guest, and Paul for having me. Fingers crossed it ain't too long until I'm back.
Absolute red letter session for Lou. All those 30s, a 40 pounder, new UK PB. I'd be absolutely buzzing with that. He wasn't very buzzing about that, was he?
Didn't look like it, really, no.
Is there anything you can do in the edit for that?
Raise a pledge that no man, no my no man, no my no man, no man, no my
What a way to end our session here at Bentley Fishery. Once again, the night was uneventful, however, right on cue, just as the morning sun was coming up over the trees, I've had that all important bite, and this is the one I've been waiting for. 22 pounds, one of the old originals, and the absolute perfect way to end what has been a brilliant session here at Bentley. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon for more Life at Nash.